What is going on, YouTube? It's Tyler from Mission VR, where it's my mission to bring you guys good quality VR content. Today's video, we are going to talk about the top 5 most anticipated VR games slash Oculus Quest games coming out in 2022. Listen, I'm not going to cap. This list is a little lighter than I'd like it to be, there's no doubt. I'm excited for these games, and I do think that they are going to be big releases this year, but the fact that this is kind of the only thing I had to pick from, like, there really isn't a lot of other games that have been announced yet. So at this current stage, that's where we're at. I would definitely expect a lot more game announcements coming up in the very near future. And I honestly think this year is going to have a lot of game ports because of the success of Resident Evil. So be on the lookout for that. But without further ado, let's hop into our list here. Make sure you guys do drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment in the comment section below, and let's go ahead and hop on into it. All right, so with our first pick here, this is kind of actually going to be like a triple pick because we don't know yet, but we do know there is some confirmation and it has come from Meta. So we have an Assassin's Creed VR game in the works, which obviously is going to be super hyped. I'm hoping it's a full-blown title and they nail it because obviously Assassin's Creed VR, sword fighting, Assassin's Creed and VR. Yeah, we're excited about that. Also, Splinter Cell. There is a confirmed Splinter Cell title in the works for VR. So again, beloved franchise, really good opportunity to make a great single-player story game. You know, in the Splinter Cell universe, in virtual reality. Yeah, pretty excited about that. Definitely going to be excited whenever those two games are officially shown off. I know they're supposed to be coming this year, so definitely looking forward to seeing some gameplay on those. And it's been announced for a little while now. The other thing is Deep Silver Games, a studio, is confirmed to be working on several VR titles. Now, if you don't know who Deep Silver Games are, they are responsible for games like Saints Row and Chivalry. So again, those are two larger known titles that we're already getting a Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. A little spoiler alert to a game on this list. A Saints Row game in VR would be pretty freaking cool. Or please, Chivalry. I mean, we all would love Chivalry in VR. So there's 3 game studios that are working on, some VR titles, some big name titles that we know could potentially be coming to VR this year. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And we will be following all the news on that. But that's kind of my number 5 pick because, like I said, this list is a little lighter than it should be. But that's nothing to worry about. And we're moving on to our next pick. All right, moving right on down the list here, we have Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is getting ported over to VR, obviously from the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas game. So there's that. It's a beloved GTA game. It's a lot of fun. I remember playing San Andreas a lot as a kid, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to this game being ported over to VR, and I think it's going to offer a unique opportunity. I just hope they don't blow it, and like the GTA remastered versions that they just recently released that kind of sucked, and everybody was pretty upset about it. So hopefully GTA San Andreas VR does not suck. And then I think as long as it's just basically GTA San Andreas, but ported into VR, I think it'll be a pretty good game. So, and like I said, I do believe this is not going to be the only port we're going to get this year. I think this is going to be a heavy year for ports. Like I said, because of the success of Resident Evil 4 in virtual reality, I think a lot of game companies are going to start utilizing the technology, porting their known titles over to VR. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get another Skyrim released for the Quest this year in VR. Skyrim's a great game in VR. There's a lot of ports I would expect to happen this year, and I do expect new games to happen too. But San Andreas is on this list because I'm definitely excited for it, and I think that there's really nothing else to replace it right now. So with our next pick on this list, we have a new title, which actually looks pretty exciting, especially if you're into grand strategy, which we have pretty much no grand strategy on virtual reality at all yet. So definitely looking forward to this one. And this is Cities VR. Now, Cities VR is made from the same people that did Cities Skylines, which is a massively successful 4X city building game. So this game's basically gonna put you in the boots and on the ground version of that, and you're gonna be doing it in VR, where you're gonna be managing a large scale city and basically having all the operations that you would do to manage a city. So, and doing it from VR, where you're actually building it and altering terrain and doing all this stuff. So I'm really looking forward to this game. We don't really have any 4X games, any grand strategy games at all in VR. And, you know, again, as much as I can say Cities Skylines maybe isn't a grand strategy game, there is definitely a lot that goes into it, a lot of thinking, a lot of relaxation. It's a lot of fun. These type of games they're not for everybody, but they're, you know, the certain type of players that do enjoy them really, really enjoy them, and they sink a ton of hours into them. So if this game can basically be Cities Skylines in VR, which is what it's touting to be, then I think that for that audience of people that like those type of games, you know, it's going to be really successful. And I hope it's just as long as the gameplay's smooth, you know, I think this is definitely one to look forward to. You know, like I said, I may not have put this one on my list if there was a ton of other games, but there isn't a ton of other games right now, and I like games like this, so I think it's one I'm definitely going to check out. All right, and with our next pick on this list here, we have Green Hell. Now, if you're not familiar with Green Hell is a survival game that is set in the PC right now, and Green Hell has been a very, very widely successful game. It's not quite as dark as The Forest, which is also in VR, but not over on Quest, obviously, only PC VR, which kind of sucks because if The Forest was over on Quest, that would be a highly recommended game. But Green Hell is like a little bit more of a realistic version of The Forest with less mutiny type creatures and more of a survival aspect to it. And it is actually getting a Quest port and VR port in general this year, which is pretty exciting because it's you know, we don't really have any survival games on the Quest yet other than A Song and Smoke. And that game is, you know, I wouldn't say it's Green Hell, that's for sure. So looking really forward to this game. I'm a big fan of survival games. I think there's a ton of replay value, a ton of hours to be had in survival games, and you know, they haven't really done a good one for Quest yet in VR. Green Hell will kind of be the first of that. I've played The Forest for many hours, and it is a ton of fun, very scary, very satisfying, but obviously not on the Quest yet. So, and the Quest is, you know, the largest VR platform, so definitely pretty pumped to see what Green Hell is able to do and how it ropes more players into the VR universe. Okay, so without a doubt, this year I do believe this would be a game that would be on this list, regardless of however many titles they release. Zenith: The Last City. This is kind of going to be the first true large-scale MMO VR live service game that we've gotten. And I know that people are going to be in the comments saying Orbis, 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 Township Tale. I get it. Listen, those are good games. There's no doubt about it. But we don't have anything like what Zenith is showing off. What they're promising, you know, complete PSVR compatibility on, you know, cross-play with PSVR, PCVR, and Quest. You know, that's going to be huge. Massive looting systems, massive open world environments, you know, party systems, airship control. There's all kinds of really cool aspects that Zenith is promising. And on top of that, compared to like Elijah, you know, the gameplay just looks very smooth with Zenith. So I am definitely really looking forward to this game. I think this is going to be a huge title this year. It's coming out supposedly earlier this year than later, so really excited about it. There's going to be all kinds of videos on my channel I'm going to be doing on Zenith. It's definitely one to keep your eye on, and it's definitely looking like going to be a top game this year. Well, guys, that is it for this video, and it was, without a doubt, definitely pretty light. You know, we had no major shooter announcements or, you know, major, you know, hyped up VR game announcements. I think Zenith is absolutely the biggest title on this list. It's going to generate the most hype. It already has a ton of hype around it. So yeah, we're definitely a little short on VR games right now, and I think that the industry knows it. So I would definitely be expecting within the next couple months some big time game announcements and trailers to drop. So you know how that stuff works. It comes out of nowhere, and there'll be like 3 or 4 titles that'll just get a release date, and you'll be like, oh wow, I didn't even know that was coming to VR. So looking forward to that as always. But that is kind of it right now. This is the top 5 most anticipated games. So don't hate me for it. This is just my opinion, and you know, this is what we got right now. So if you guys know of any other games that I didn't mention that you're super excited about or like think are going to be really hyped up, please do leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to check them out. But that is going to be it for today's video. Make sure you guys drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.